So for those of you that don't know, after your 5 years of staying in the UK, you can get your ILR, which is the indefinite leave to remain in the UK. But you must be on this current visa, which is the skilled worker visa, global talent visa, minister of religion, and other type of visa. You have to be on that visa to get your LR after 5 years. And the other route is the student route, which is after 10 years. So now, the latest updates show that the UK are planning to change this route, which we are going to be discussing in today's video. If this sounds like what you're going to be interested in, then sit tight, watch from the beginning to the end.
You'll be living your good life. Catch a glimpse from the outside, then you see me now, see me now, see now.
Hi beautiful people, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. If today is your first time here, my name is Stella. If you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos. Click on that notification bell to get notified whenever I post any new video. And for my returning subscribers, thank you guys for the love, thank you guys for the support. Honestly, I really do appreciate. So on this channel, I talk about my life here in the UK, what is happening around me, and I share information. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the latest update. On this channel, I share both the good, bad, and ugly. Any type of news, I share it on this platform. So you guys should not even come for me and be saying, oh, it's people like you that always bring this type of news that make UK to consider to do this and do that. Look, in this country, there's nothing like because of people. Whenever they want to do anything, they do it. UK change their rules all the time. Like if you're in the UK or you follow updates about UK, you agree with me that UK change rules all the time. This year they will say this, next year they will say that one. They just change rules whenever they want to. And lately they've been complaining about the immigrant, that they've got too much immigrants in the country. And you all know Shuella Braveman don't joke with all of this. And that was the reason why they had to stop the dependent visa from next year. I mean, for the students coming into the UK to study. However, that does not mean that all students cannot bring their dependent. So if you're coming in for PhD and research, you can bring in your family. But for some master's courses, you're not allowed to come in with your family. So this is one of the reasons why UK are planning to cut down number of migrants coming to the UK. So I think they are planning to make UK less attractive for international, or should I say immigrants, which is why they are planning to extend this route. So if you're on a healthcare worker visa, like after 5 years, you get your indefinite leave. Aside from the healthcare worker visa, we've got the high potential, we've got the minister of religion, we've got the global talent visa, the skilled worker visa, we all know that. After 5 years, they get the ILR, which is the indefinite leave to remain. And after 1 year, they get their British passport. And for the student route, it's after 10 years. So now UK are planning to extend this. So let's read what it says. But the UK government has not officially announced this. Sometimes in 2021, they make a proposal on this, but for some reason, there was nothing like a feedback or anything. So now it has come up again. Let's read what it says. You guys are going to be seeing it on the screen. It says foreigners might have to wait longer to become British citizens under the plans to make the UK government seem less of soft touch on immigration. It went further saying foreign nationals could have to wait longer to become British citizens under the plans to make the United Kingdom appear less of soft touch on immigration. Home Office officials are considering to bring the UK closer into line with other countries by extending their criteria on continuous residency from 5 years to 8 years before they can grant indefinite leave to remain. The first step towards citizenship. Other changes being considered including requiring applicants to have worked or been at a school in the UK for 2 years, a strict threshold for criminality such as demanding that applicants must have been conviction free for at least 10 years, and removing the exemption for the over 65s from knowledge tests about British life. This all comes up after Rishi Sunak has made the toughening up of immigration policy one of his key priorities. Last week, he told a gathering of European leaders that tackling excessive migration should be at the top of the international agenda. So we all know lately there have been so many news about immigrants are becoming too much in the UK, even to the extent they are planning to reduce number of immigrants coming here to work. But the truth is that they have no choice but to recruit the immigrants to come and do some of this job for them. If the citizens are not doing the job, or if they don't have enough people to do this job, they'll have to recruit people from outside the UK. However, I'm not here to discourage anybody about coming to the UK, but I just want you all to know the latest updates. So if you're considering to come to the UK, you need to check all of this. Like I said, it has not been officially announced that okay, from this year 2023 or from 2024, they have not officially announced it. But so we all know the same thing happened with the independent visa. As at last year, it was not officially announced. Until this year, they officially made it that there will not be dependent visa from next year 2024. So this news said you cannot have your LR, which is the indefinite leave to remain, after 5 years. It has to be 8 years. So they are planning to add 3 years to this 5 years. So before you can get your indefinite leave to remain in the UK, you have to stay in the UK for 8 years. That is the recent plan. All of this is to discourage some persons from coming to the UK. Like, if you hear 8 years, it is too much. Considering Canada, I think Canada is 3 years. After 3 years of staying in the country, you get your indefinite leave to remain. And I think if you give birth in Canada, I'm not too sure because I'm not in Canada, but I think if you give birth in Canada, your child is automatically a citizen. Correct me if I'm wrong on the description below. So I think UK is beginning to make things really difficult for immigrants to come into the country. So if you're watching this, what do you think about this update? And don't forget that after 5 years of staying in the UK, you get your ILR, which is the indefinite leave to remain. And then after 1 year, you get your British passport. So all of this will have to stop until 8 years. If you're watching this, what do you think? For me personally, I think they are really trying their best to stop people from coming into the country. It went further, saying he has also made a stopping the boats carrying migrants across the channel one of his 5 pledges before next year's general election, regarding it as a particular criteria to winning over voters in the red wall seat of the Midlands and the North. A government source said becoming a UK citizen is a privilege, not a right. This award the status should have earned it by contributing to our nation, and it is important we can all speak to each other in a common tongue. Cabinet Minister Michelle Gov recently accused Sir Keir Starmer of planning to downgrade the ultimate privilege of British citizens by giving EU nationals in the UK the right to vote in a general election. The Levelling Up Secretary wrote to Sir Keir saying it had been a settled constitutional position for many decades that voting in a general election was limited to British, Irish and qualifying Commonwealth citizens. Anyways, I don't have to read further. That's their own personal argument. Like I said, if you're planning to come to the UK this year, next year, honestly, I think you should think about it twice. For me personally, I think you should also consider Canada. I think Canada is a great place. I know some person will be like, okay, why are you in the UK? So the reason why I'm saying this, I get comments like this whenever I make videos like this. Why are you still in the UK? Why are you discouraging people from coming to the UK? Why are you still living in the UK? Look, this is my 5th year in the UK. You don't expect me to say I will leave the UK. It's not possible. Like, it's not possible. Coming to this country, as at that time, there was no rush. In fact, people don't really like to come to the UK to study, because then if you finish studying, you go back to your country. Because if you enter the country on a student visa, if you are in the country from September to the next year, September, you're done with your school. And January, February, you're leaving. And except to get the tier 2 sponsorship. And trust me, as at that time, it was really tight. You must have a very good, in-demand course, or it must really be something in demand. It was not as easy as now that everybody's getting this visa, everybody's getting that visa. It was really difficult then in 2018. Now I feel like there's so many routes to come into the country. Aside from the healthcare worker visa, we all know they added construction and other type of visa to the shortage occupation list. So they added more jobs to the shortage occupation list. So you can even go on the government website and check it. So for me personally, I think I would encourage anyone coming to the UK to think twice. Is UK really worth the rush? Is it really worth it with what is happening? And honestly speaking, don't ignore what people are saying. I know everybody's complaining UK this, UK that, but trust me, it is happening. I don't mean to start comparing people. No, you might come into the country this year and you'll be so free, settled, and you have a good job, living your best life. Don't get me wrong. Yes, it's possible, but majority of people coming in, it's not easy for them. I know people have been calling me, people emailing me, Instagram, so many challenge, and I just try my best to encourage people I can encourage. There's nothing I can do. So that is why I have to encourage you, honestly, before coming to the UK next year, think about it twice. Is it really worth it? If you're coming into the country this year, it's still okay. I mean, you can come in with your dependent, isn't it? So from next year that they've stopped dependent, although if you're coming in for PhD, like I said, PhD and other research course, you can still come in with your family. Do you get? I'm just saying this for those of you planning to relocate, planning to get a new life outside from your own country. I don't know where you're watching this from, or if you're planning to relocate with your family, you're tired of your country, I think you should think about moving to the UK twice. Think about it, make research. consider other countries before finalizing where you're moving into. Well, I just decided to make this video to share with you guys the latest update because this is how it starts. So if you're watching this and you find this video informative and interesting, please do not forget to do the needful: like, subscribe and share. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.